Hey guys, so today is going to be a little throwback video. It's going to be more of an informational video, but it's also going to include a haul. As you saw, this video is sponsored by Lululemon. I love them. So I will be doing a haul from them, so everything that I get will be linked down below. They are affiliate links, but I'll also put the names next to it if you don't want to do the affiliates. But if you do click on them and you do purchase something, I do get a referral from that. So thank you so much. That is a great way to support me if you would like to. I also am a personal trainer, so I do online coaching as well as in-person coaching. Obviously in-person coaching is not a thing right now, but I am still doing online. So I always have a link in the description box so you can apply if you are interested in working one-on-one. Hello Lululemon haul. So we love Lulu. The first thing that I got was a sports bra. This is the Free to Be Wild long line. So they have a bunch of different ones of the Free to Be. I really liked this one because I knew this one was going to fit my lats. So I got this in a size 8. I recommend always sizing up in Lululemon sports bras if you have lats like mine. This is the Y bra, which is also from them. I also have this in white. I just got this black one. I wear a size 6 in this one, so this is my regular size for Lululemon tops as well as sports bras. But if you are going to get something that has one of their crazy backs, or it has just more fabric at the upper part of the lats, I would size up because it's just gonna squeeze that area, and it's super uncomfortable once you start working out, because when you work out, your muscles get pumped up and now you're bigger than you were before. So I always think it's a good idea to size up. But I really, really love this sports bra as well as the Y bra. So this is the second one that I have from them. Super simple, nothing crazy, literally just a Y in the back. But it works perfectly for my lats because it's not hitting any of the area essentially where people would have a lot of fat or you have muscle. Probably a little bit of both for the general public. So I really, really like their sports bras. I've been someone who has never been able to find sports bras that fit me properly. My boobs are not that big, but I have to size up for my lats, and most sports bras go by cup size, and that doesn't work for me because I don't need giant cups. I just need the band to be really long. So I really like the Lulu stuff, and it is some of the cheaper stuff on their website, and they always have tons of sales and stuff, so definitely check those out. I'll have them linked down below. They have this new Swiftly Tech short sleeve. So this is the 2.0. So I have 2 of the long sleeves. You guys know I love them. I wear them in my videos all the time. And the one thing about those is the older fabric that they had is not as sweat wicking, and it's just not as breathable. So I still really like the long sleeve ones because they keep you warm. They're long sleeves, hello. So it's not a huge deal, but their short sleeve, the sweat stains are so real in that original fabric that they use. And another thing was that the shoulder sleeve cut at such an awkward level that when you would put it on, it would squeeze your shoulders. So no matter how much you kept sizing up, it was too small. So they completely fixed that. It's a lot lower and it's a lot looser, and this top is actually a little bit looser than the original ones. So I really like it. I got it in a size 6. So this is amazing for working out at home because it's super comfy, or just lounging at home. I've been wearing this. I just took it off so that I could show it to you guys. But great for loungewear. You guys know I'm always walking around in their sports bras like I own the place. And then the last thing that I got are some leggings. So these are the Wonder Train. I now have 3 pairs of these. So in the last Lululemon video that I did, I got the burgundy ones. I also have the camel ones, and this is their new print that just came out. So this is the tie-dye print, and these also have the adjustable in the middle. So I get a size 4 in these, but I like my leggings super tight. So if you want them to be a little bit more breathable, I would get a size up from your regular size. So I wear a size 4 in all of the Lulus. except for the All the Right Places pant. I sized down in that because that one is super compressive, and like I said, I like my leggings super tight. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about how you can get started with working out from home and how you can go through body recomposition if that is a goal. So body recomposition is essentially gaining weight and losing fat. Now, they're not exclusively happening at the same time because that's really only possible for beginners, but if you are able to set up your training and your nutrition in a certain way, you can do that. It's basically the way that I have structured my life the past 3 years. I've been working out for 4.5 years. It'll be 5 in September, which is crazy. And I have really come to love body recomposition, and I take all of my clients through it because I think it's like the best bang for your buck. Essentially, you're able to lose a little bit of fat, put on a little bit of muscle while staying about the same exact weight. So that's why I always say the number on the scale honestly is not relevant. So the first thing that I would do, whether you are just getting started with working out or you've been working out for a while, is set a long-term goal. So for myself, when I first started out, it was to gain weight. I was a skinny mini. I weighed like 105 pounds. People asked me if I was anorexic. People told me to eat burgers, which is ironic now because the only meat that I eat at this point is seafood. And people just always thought that there was something wrong with me, when in fact I just have a fast metabolism, which is not a bad thing at all. That just means that your metabolism is at a very healthy rate, and that is something that you should be blessed to have. So another thing that you can do is you can set 3 short-term goals that you can achieve in the next 8 months. So for myself, I like to have a goal that's related to workouts. So because I do a lot of strength training, I'll have like a specific number that I want to hit by the end of, you know, a 12-week program or something like that. And then I also do stuff like related to aesthetics. Like most people who go to the gym, you probably have aesthetic goals, whether you're focused on them or not. Most people want to have specific muscle groups that are bigger than others. So when I first started out, I was like, well, I want to see if I can grow my booty, because I was flat like a pancake. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I was like, I want to see if I can do it. Because at that point, I could not gain weight. I was having so many issues, and we'll get into nutrition later, but essentially I just wasn't eating enough food. A muscle is a muscle. It is there to grow. So you can grow anything. It just might be harder for you than other people depending upon your genetics. So I saw results with that within, I think, the 8-month mark. It was my first transformation picture that I ever posted on my Instagram. That's when I kind of started switching over to doing fitness stuff over there. And then the third goal was kind of something for mentality wise, I guess you could say. And essentially I just wanted to feel like I knew what I was doing. So I was someone who did everything by myself. I've actually never had a coach, which is ironic because I am a coach and I think everyone should have one. I'm sure I will have one in the future at some point. I see the value of it now, but at that time, and personality wise, I'm just someone who likes to I just do everything by myself. I like to figure things out myself. So I Googled everything, I read articles, I read research stuff, I watched YouTube videos, I did it all. And so I found all of that information and then I applied that to what I was doing. So my goal was to know what I was doing. So I did all of the research, I watched tons of videos, and I got my form down on like all of the basic exercises in a very short period of time. And that is something that I wanted to learn how to do because at that point I was working out in the mat section and I wanted to move over to the dumbbells and feel confident in knowing that I was doing all of the exercises right. So with that, I always recommend getting a coach if it is in your budget. Like I said, I am an online personal trainer, so if you are looking to do something online based, I have that application link in my description. And I also do in-person stuff, so that will be rolling back out hopefully soon once gyms are actually safe to go to. It's a little dodgy for me to be bringing people with me right now. We're still social distancing, so it doesn't really make sense for me to be doing stuff in person with clients. But if that's not in your budget, then I would just find a workout guide. It is so important to follow progressive overload because it's going to get you from point A to B to C to D, and it will help you reach your goals faster. You will know that you are doing things correctly because it's literally telling you what to do. Like in my guides, you have a video exercise database so you can look at all of the exercises and get your form down You can always message me if you have any questions, but it's really helpful to be able to have a video for the exercises and then have the exercises listed out with your rep ranges. So you're gonna go through volume phases, you're gonna have pauses, tempos, you're gonna have exercises switched in and out. There's a lot of moving parts when it comes to a program or a workout plan, and you want to make sure that you're making it make sense. So if you have a strength goal, you want to make sure that you're following a program that is set up for you to get stronger at the end of the 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever it may be, and that you're not just doing the same thing, the same rep ranges, the same exercises every single week, because that's not how you progress. So you can have linear progression for quite a long time as a newbie lifter or newbie gym goer, because you'll be able to kind of increase your weight on a lot of exercises week after week after week. But after you're out of that phase, you will need to have a progressive overload approach, because you're not gonna be able to just keep adding weight every single week. So now we're gonna go ahead and do a full body workout. And all you're gonna need is your lightest band that you own. So if you don't have a band, I would recommend getting my No Equipment guide so that you can get some workout. The first exercise is going to be a single tricep extension. So we're gonna do 3 sets of 15 on each arm. So your rep range is going to depend on the band intensity, if you're using dumbbells, and how accustomed your body is to your banded workouts now. So you might be doing more or less reps. I'm gonna leave that up to you. Just make sure you are pushing yourself for every exercise. So then the next exercise is going to be the leg extension with an iso hold. So I use this with a couch leg. You can use this with a chair. You can use it with a door, whatever works for you, just so that the band stays in place. And you're gonna place the band right in your knee crease underneath your knee, lifting your heel up and then squeezing your quad at the very bottom. So you really wanna make sure that you are holding this at the bottom. So we did 3 sets of 15 with that. We then moved on to the single arm drag curls. So for these, I wrapped the band around my ankle, and the drag curl is exactly what it sounds like. You're gonna start with your arm behind you, tricep flexed, and you're going to be pulling the band up to basically your chest, squeezing your bicep, and then bringing it back down. So we are doing 3 sets of 15 on each side for that as well. We then have the chest flies. So these are pretty basic. You're just gonna wrap the band around your back, and your range of motion is gonna depend on your arm length, if we're being completely honest here. So my arms are super long, so it doesn't make sense for me to go super wide with this because the band that I'm using is pretty short. It does have some stretch to it, but it's just easier for me to keep it nice and close and really make sure that I'm squeezing my chest. So when you're coming back to your starting position, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and that'll help you feel it a little bit more in your chest. And then I finished off with this calf raise squat with abduction. So if you can't do this, just go ahead and do some regular squats. I would do double the rep ranges. So this is 3 sets of 12. So essentially it's like a calf hold and squat. So the goal is for your hamstrings to touch your calves. This is a nice deep squat. So everyone won't have the mobility for this, but as this is definitely a position that everyone can get to in their lifetime. It will just take some time with flexibility. Make sure that you are always training your abductors and your adductors, because they give you that mobility to do so, and make sure that you keep your hip flexors healthy. So you guys know I had hip flexors issues for a while, and so it's nice to be able to do movements like this again and just strengthen those joints. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about that you will need in order to gain weight and lose fat is gonna be proper nutrition. So if you've never tracked macros before, I strongly suggest you track macros for 2 weeks. The first week, go ahead and track your macros, track your food, just normal, just everything you would normally eat. Don't cut stuff out, don't add in things that you think might be healthier. Just eat like you would in a normal week. And go ahead and look at what your macros look like, whether you're higher fat or higher carb. Look at where your protein is, look at how much fiber you're getting in, and look at your calories. Find the average of that for the week. If you're someone who likes to eat higher fat like myself, give yourself a higher fat diet. There's no need for you to be cutting back your fat and giving yourself more carbs if that's not how you eat on a daily basis. You wanna make the process as easy as possible to start eating in a way that's going to help you reach your goals. So if you're looking to lose weight, you'll need to be in a deficit. So you'll want to slowly drop down to 500 calories or more underneath your maintenance calories. And then if you want to be in a surplus, you'll want to slowly increase 300 or more calories over your maintenance calories. I know that was a lot of words. I have a whole entire video on how to track macros. I'll link it down below. There's also calculators online that you can use. They're not as precise because it is an equation, but they can give you just kind of a range. And then the next week, track and follow your actual macros. And when you're following them, just mess around with your portion sizes. So if you are in a deficit, you're gonna be making your portions smaller. If you're in a surplus, you're gonna be making them a little bit bigger. If you're just at maintenance, then you're just gonna be finding your perfect portions for that macro count. So you wanna make sure that you are hitting your protein every single day. Whatever it is, you wanna make sure that is the number one thing you're always hitting. And then figure out if you like eating higher carbs or lower carbs, higher fat or lower fat. It's dependent person to person. There is no special way to do it. Everyone is different. But once you figure out your ratio, you can easily go through body recomposition because you know what your body needs in order to build muscle and lose fat. Slowly increase your calories, slowly decrease your calories. Don't eliminate things because unless the only things I ever tell people that they could possibly eliminate would be alcohol and fast food. You don't need those things. They don't help you. They're not making anything better in anyone's situation. So those are the only two things I would ever eliminate, but everything else, moderation. Unless you are morbidly obese, moderation is something that you can do, because when you start cutting things out completely, it's really hard to make that sustainable in the long run. You want this to be something that you can do for a while, since it is a slower process. Anything that is a quick fix it's literally just a quick fix. You will fix the problem and you will immediately rebound and gain all that weight back or lose all that weight that you just put on, because the process that you were following was not sustainable. So you want to make sure that you're eating foods that you enjoy. There might be some things that you don't necessarily love to eat, but that you need to have in your diet, but you just want to make sure that you are enjoying your food. So another thing is, if your metabolism is not at a healthy rate at the point of your maintenance calories, you'll want to actually eat more food first, which I know sounds crazy, but you'll want to eat more food first so that you can actually put yourself into a deficit. Because if you drop yourself into deficit already and you have a slow metabolism, you're actually hurting your progress, because now you're just burning through all of your calories. You're burning through your calories through exercise, your daily energy expenditure, which is literally you just being alive, and then you're already in a deficit, so you're lowering your calories that way. So you can only get so low to the point where you can lose weight. Otherwise your body will just switch into starvation mode and you'll just start storing everything as fat, because your body's like, oh my god, we don't know when we're gonna eat again, we gotta get more food. So those are my biggest tips for nutrition and exercise during this time. If you do have any questions, just leave them in the comments down below. I know this video was a little bit different. This is like my old videos where I would just sit down and just speak a bunch of information to you, but it's definitely something that I have missed doing, because I do it with my clients literally multiple times a week, and I just feel like this is information that a lot of people don't know. So I hope it was helpful. If it was, be sure to give this a thumbs up and subscribe. If you want to work with me, you can apply with the link in my bio. I also sell those workout guides. Otherwise, follow me on my Instagram, and I will see you guys in my next video. I love you.